All right, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you just the wrapping technique again. So I'll show you how to start it. I'm not going to go through the pattern number as I've given a document that will showcase kind of how the pattern colors go and how many of each bead. I'm just going to show you kind of the actual pattern or how it actually goes wrapping and tacking, because that kind of seems to be where everybody needs a little bit of extra help. So what I'm going to do is, remember up here you'll have one of those little toggles that you've already done the knot with, right? And then we're going to fold it in half, our paracord. And right here in the middle, that's going to be our center. So the green is where that pattern starts. And we're going to go directly through the paracord right here. Okay, so take your needle and go all the way through with your thread. So you have a knot on one side, right? And the thread comes out the other. So I'm going to do the first row of green beads. Like I said, I'm not showing the count right now. I'm just going to be showing you how it should look with the tacking down. Okay, so we're going to take our beads and we're going to put them at the base of our thread that's touching this paracord. So I'm going to show again the way that I hold my paracord. So I take my middle finger and index finger on my left hand and I hold it kind of like a little pair of scissors. Okay, then I take my my ring finger and pinky finger, and I kind of scissor it the other way. So see how it comes through this way and then goes down that way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use here my ring finger and my thumb to do the spinning. So let's make sure that on this side, we don't have our beads out. They're pushed against the paracord. Okay. And we're going to use our right hand thumb and our right hand index finger to kind of push and keep the beads together. So we don't want them so tight that they're crunching, because that's too much, but we just want to keep it enough that they're not spaced out. Okay, so you're going to hold them there that entire time. Do not let go of those beads until we've had it wrapped. Okay, so we got to keep the tension here. Got my finger scissored. I'm using my thumb and ring finger to do the spinning. So I'm spinning inward. Okay, so all you're going to do is spin that paracord around, and as you're spinning it, you're going to bring that layer over top. Okay, so the green should go over top of each other. You're not trying to match up the first row. You're not trying to make them touch and go through. You're going over top of that row right there. Okay, so it should look wonky, right? So my first row is down here. I spun it around and it went over top of that row. It's not meeting up. Okay, so let's show that again. Okay, tension, paracord, spinning, spin, and let that go on top. We're going on top only above this row of beads. Okay, once we do that, where these beads end or where I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to put it through the paracord. So let's see if I can show it closer. Okay, through this paracord right here, on top of these beads is where my needle is going. We're not going through any beads. We're just going through the paracord. So my needle is right on top. Okay, you see that? That's where my beads are ending. I'm putting through the paracord right in front of that bead, my needle, all the way through, on top of the row, hugging it. Don't go through anything. Pull my thread all the way. Once I pull my thread, I can let go of like the paracord and everything. They will sit where they're supposed to be if you do that properly. Okay. And then right where my thread came out, I'm going to go through these last 3 beads that are right here. 1, 2, and 3. Just those 3 beads, only the last one. If your thread comes out too far over, you can go through the 4th bead or 5th bead, but we don't want to go like 6th or 7th back because it's going to spiral out of control. Okay, so that is my first row. The first row is your home row. It's going to look really lopsided and weird, but be okay with that. Okay, your next row is what's going to be, the next row will lay on top and will be nice and smooth. You got to keep the tension when you're spinning it. Okay. Like again, I said, I'm not doing the color pattern. I'm just showing how the spinning and tacking is going to happen. Okay. So I picked up however many beads I need. Okay, this is what it should look like. See how my beads are right there? That's where it ended. My thread came out. I'm pushing with my right hand, tension here to hold the beads in place. Using my left hand to spin the paracord. So these guys are still, see, I'm still keeping these in place as I spin. Keep them in place, keep them in place, keep them in place. And then once they're in place, I hold this and I'm just pulling my thread here so my beads don't go anywhere, okay? And then I'm going to hold that thread with my left hand. So that way my right hand is completely free. That way I can pick up my needle and we're going to go through here, right? Go through the paracord right on top of that row in front of the last bead. Pull my thread through and give it a little bit of a tug, okay? Then I'm going to flip it over so that I can see my beads where they end, okay? Then I'm going to go through those last 3 beads again and pull tight. I'm going to do it a few more times without commentary so you can see it again. So each row should stack nicely on top of each other, okay? Every time you're finished, you should have one that's on top that's not on the same. If they're matching, you need to take it out and try it again. Okay, I hope that really helps. Your second video will show you how to finish and put the lanyard link on. So what we're doing with this is we're repeating this step over and over and over again. Check on the Word doc so you can see the pattern number and pattern.